Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Mm. Well, guys, what an absolutely gorgeous day it is. You can literally see the sunshine in there behind me. It's hit me right there on that cheek. Boy, nice and warm, I'll tell you what. Well, guys, the article that I was reading this morning, boy, should this absolutely cause us to pay attention big time. Now, this is big on the distributed ledger technology front and what we're moving into with this new digital economy and everything that's going to go with it. And guys, this is coming out of the EU, and it's all about the digital IDs that are going to be hand in glove with the central bank digital currencies that are coming, and how this is going to change the wide world in a massive way. Just listen to this. Now, I printed the article off here, and this is the title: Europe's new digital identity wallet. Is it security or tyranny? Now listen to this. Thierry Breton, EU's internal market commissioner, proudly announced that he struck a deal to create a European digital identity wallet which would permit all EU citizens to have a secured e-identity for their lifetime. This is going to be given to you at birth. Now, remember, those of us, when they brought in, of course, all the social security and social insurance numbers and all that. I remember when you were a kid and you didn't get it until you were out there trying to get your first job kind of deal, and you would go down to the tax office and, apply to get your social security number, your social insurance number, all that, 13, 14, well, however old you were. Well, now, of course, they give you that at birth, don't they? They assign it to you at birth. And listen to this. According to the European Commission's own website, the European digital identity can be used for a whole range of transactions, including providing personal identification on and offline, showing birth certificates and medical certificates, opening a bank account, filing tax returns, applying for a university. You want to go to a university or college, storing a medical prescription, renting a car, or even checking into a hotel. Guys, our entire economic system is going to change in ways that most people cannot fathom. And a lot of people out there are thinking, oh, well, things like this are years and years ahead. Are you kidding me? It's coming out right now. And we are being transitioned into this change in a powerful way. Now, you think about this. When you're going to have a digital identity that's going to be tied to your central bank digital currencies. And that digital identity is going to be required when you want to go apply to go to university. When you want to file, your taxes. Hey, you want to go and rent a car, check into a hotel? Hey, what about your driver's license? Not to mention, all of your other IDs that are all getting. This is a smart ID on steroids. And it is not years down the road. It is coming, and it's coming bang, bang, bang. And look, there's the article right there to prove it. I'm telling you guys, if we don't, excuse me, get out there and get our voices heard, then we're just going to get whatever they're willing to dish out. Now, the thing is this. You and I, in this distributed ledger technology space, this digital asset space, we're aware of this stuff coming down the road. Do you realize how few people are absolutely oblivious to the changes that are coming that are going to impact their lives in ways that they cannot even imagine? Now, think about this, those of us that have lived through it. Remember way back on that, that September day. After that, when we wanted to travel and stuff like that, well, hey, you had to go get, you had to be body scanned practically. Well, isn't it amazing that that technology was available like literally within weeks after that event, and how that changed? Now, remember the outcry that people had of how that was such an invasion to privacy, to literally, it was like an electronic strip search and that. Well, hey, how many people literally acquiesced to that? Now, you see them lining up there when you go to travel, and boy, they're getting right up there. And to incentivize them to provide all of their, biometric data, hey, you can get to the front of the line. Just sign up for this program. Scan your irises, scan your fingerprints, give us all your information. Let us put you in a database, and we'll put you at the front of the line. Otherwise, hey, you're going to have to go into cattle class here and line up and get scanned. Well, when that was coming out initially, I'm telling you what, it was a major outcry, but boy, how we have acquiesced. Look at these digital IDs. and the way in which they're going to be employed in a lot of these centers around the country and how they're going to be tied to your finances. Literally, you will not be able to open up a bank account or file your taxes or even rent a car without one. And it's going to be tied to the central bank digital currencies. They will know every dollar you ever get, wherever you spend it, and that. And these digital IDs are going to be assigned to you at birth. Now, does that sound like an infant is going to be able to make any kind of a decision? Do you think their parents are going to be able to make that decision for them? And of course, right now, it is voluntary. But hey, guys, what else do we know and remember was voluntary when it first started out? And then it wasn't too long until it wasn't so voluntary anymore, was it? Well, guys, that's what I think is going to happen with this kind of deal as well. It's coming out. They're going to incentivize it. They're going to give you bonuses. They're going to entice you into it. And then when they don't see as much uptick as what they want, or they want to get like 100% compliance, it's going to become mandatory. And this is where we want to get out there and truly share our thoughts about it with those people that we put in office. Now, I think it was Thomas Jefferson who said this, but those who give up their security for their liberty, or give up their liberty, for security, deserve neither. Now, that is a powerful, powerful statement. What's he really trying to say there? What was he trying to say there? Guys, there is a limit, isn't there, for the amount, how much of your personal liberty would you be willing to give up for your security? Seriously, think about that. Because, guys, remember this. There's only going to be probably one narrative that's practically going to be allowed. In fact, I was reading another article where you have the governor of New York out there, and they are literally collecting data on people's social media posts, what they think, feel, and all this kind of stuff, and whatever their belief system is. Why? So that they can track and trace people in terms of like, hey, how susceptible are we for them to do this and this and this? Now, guys, of course, there is a certain amount of that needs to be looked into and whatever, but on the scale that they're talking about over there in New York, unbelievable. Especially when you consider that New York was the hub, get this, one of the very hubs of independence. And yet, guys, it's like we have fallen so far from the ideal that it is absolutely mesmerizing. I'm sure the fathers of Confederation wouldn't even recognize what this is, what this nation is in comparison to what they were laying it down to be. It is truly amazing how much of our personal liberty has been literally acquiesced. And get this, guys, not even supported by the Constitution. But of course, we have a whole bunch of people out there who don't even believe the Constitution is actually a relevant document anymore, which is really, truly mesmerizing when you think about it. Over there in Europe, in England, in the UK. Now get this, the birthplace of the Magna Carta. Now you want to talk about a revolutionary document that changed the way in which people had liberties and the governance of nations. The Magna Carta is like the great granddaddy of the Declaration of Independence, that's for sure. And here you got people over there. You literally had a situation where two guys were out there. I read this article. They were out there, they said nothing. They weren't causing a fuss, nothing. All they were doing is holding up the Union Jack. Can you believe that? And the police came up to them and were telling them to take it away because of how it could offend people. Well, hey, if you've come to that country to live and to enjoy the benefits that the UK provides, I'm telling you what, you should be required to acquiesce to the fact that, hey, you're under the Union Jack now, you know what I mean? And that's the national flag, by the way, for those who don't know, of Great Britain. And that's the reality. But I mean, these guys weren't doing nothing but to threaten them with arrest because they're just holding up their national flag. That is insane. But that's where we've fallen from, guys. And from a country that literally was the birthplace of a lot of these, the liberty that we enjoy today and how it went down and how we got away from, the divine right of kings and all that kind of stuff. And people don't even know their history. I'm telling you what. Wow. But that's the deal. And so this is where I'm saying you want to have a say in what's coming, because this is coming whether we like it or not. The train has left the station and it is a bullet train and there is no stopping it. There is no stopping it, guys. I don't care what anyone says about this. All these. No, it's not going to happen. These central bank digital currencies, they're coming into play and big time. And even Jerome Powell has been out there and you know, banging the drum for the CBDCs, and we literally have seen clips of him saying as such. And you certainly got the European Central Bank with Christine Lagarde out there doing it. Certainly you're seeing Australia work on, Canada absolutely for sure, and all kinds of other nations around the world. And with that, guys, these digital identities are coming, and they are going to form a facet, a part of your life that is going to involve practically every single facet of it. Who knows? You may even have to show your digital ID when you're going out there, and they, instead of having credit cards and a wallet full of cards, well, all your money can be stored on your digital ID, and when you go to buy your groceries, beep, you know, there you go. That's how it'll probably be tied to your finances and everything else, and you're gonna have to have one. Now for me, guys, hey, this is a big forerunner of something that the Word of God talks about down the road. I don't think this is it, but I do think it certainly represents an absolute forerunner to it, that's for sure. You guys out there that know about faith and stuff like that, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. And it is just kind of mesmerizing to see all these things unfold in ways that we could not even fathom. I'll tell you what, when I was a special enforcement officer there, working for the government, you know, up there in the tax and, you know, dealing with the underground economy and all kinds of folks that, you know, nefarious things on top of people that just didn't want to report income and stuff like that. I used to always think, well, how are they going to make it so that small or great, rich and poor, that no one could buy or sell unless they acquiesce to this system? Because there's always been a, you know, black market, an underground economy. Well, guys, with CBDCs and this whole digital ID type of system where every single monetary transaction is tracked, boy, and they can turn it off or on at will. I'm telling you, that fits the bill, doesn't it? For those of us that know what we're dealing with when we're talking about those kind of messages. Guys, in one way it's scary, another way, boy, is it ever exciting. When you see the day drawing nigh, look up for your redemption's on its way. Anyway, there's lots but I'll tell you what, definitely, we can see what's happening. The handwriting is on the proverbial wall, and it is coming in a big, big way. And I'm of the opinion, hey, we occupy till he comes. That's where we get out there and we see what's going down. We utilize this information to our benefit, and getting on board with respect to these digital assets prior to this whole thing taking off, I think is going to be one of the best decisions that Judy and I have ever made, to be sure. Well, anyhow, guys, I sure hope you're having a fabulous day, and until later on when we have an amazing video for you, have a great one and take care.